Hey guys, welcome to Foodies Live, streaming live from the SubZero Wolf Showroom Kitchen in Scottsdale, Arizona. Today we're joined by Chef Dominic and Chef Eric from smartkitchen.com, and they're going to be showing us some summer seafood grilling and how to add flair to your technique. And of course, if you have questions, please post them in the chat room and we'll get them answered. And with that, I'll kick it over to Chef Dominic and Chef Eric.
Thanks, Beth.
Hello, everybody. Well, what everybody failed to say is we both have the same last name.
Yeah.
That would be O'Neill, in case you couldn't pick it up from the camera how we look.
But not by choice.
Well, not yours, but it was mine.
Yeah, that's true. Should we explain what we're doing today?
Sure, that would be a good thing.
Okay, well, it's a seafood grilling class, and we have some great ingredients that we're going to be preparing for you today. And starting off with
Amuse Bouche.
Amuse
I'll
Bouche.
give you a little something to taste before we go any further.
Nice.
What we did was a meat sausage, which we seasoned, which is what we like to think is a little flair. We used some whole juniper berries and just some dried herbs, very simple. And we ground it and mixed it all up together. And if you want to see that, you can see it out on Smart Kitchen. But we're going to do that. We also did something a little different. We did a seafood sausage. Because this is a class on seafood, we want to show you the opportunities that you have once that you do the main course, and you might have some trimmings from it. What we want to show you is some of the possibilities that you can use with those trimmings. And one of the things we came up with today was to do a seafood sausage. So in that, you're going to see pieces of swordfish, and you're also going to see lobster in there. We have some beautiful pineapple sage, and some pineapple mint, and some fresh pineapple, and papaya, because that was left over from papaya going in one of these courses that we'll get to. We'll explain it to you.
You shouldn't tell them that, though.
Oh, it's a surprise. We'll get that. So anyway, let me go get those ingredients and let us look and see what we've got.
And I want everyone to know, too, that what we're focusing on, it's actually well stated at smartkitchen.com, but for your guys' pleasure and enjoyment, we're going to show you organization and preparation, which are, it's a big key as far as cooking successfully in the kitchen. So we also want to show that off as well.
Good. As you can see, we're pretty well organized. We have both kinds of sausage here. This is the seafood, this is the meat sausage, and this is the grill that we get to work on over here. The sauce is already made for it, which is a cooked beet sauce with pickled horseradish and Greek yogurt, which is kind of nice. And underneath it, you're going to find some grilled feta that we lightly grilled and then shaved it on a mandolin. And we marinated it with some rice wine vinegar, a little salt, and some black pepper. But we're talking about preparation. The grill. Okay, this class is all about the grill, so let's have a look and see if we can learn a little bit about the grill. Look at your grill. It might look clean, but I can tell you right now, it's not. I don't know who was in here before. But I left it this way just so I could show it to you how we have to prepare this and take care of it. This is our main piece of equipment that we're using today, okay? So I'm going to have to take care of that. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick up my grill brush, and I'm going to give this the business, okay? And I'm going to clean that off. Oh, that looks a little bit aggressive, obviously it was, but I want to get that clean, okay? So you look at it and you say, whoa, that's pretty clean. But in actual fact, it's not. So any type of grilling that you're doing after you've done that, you need to season the grill here and also clean it of any carbons that might be sitting on there, okay? So what I do is I take a towel, I wrap it in some butcher's twine or string, I wrap it up, okay, and I dip it in some cheap oil, don't need expensive oil, and then what you need to do is rub that grill down. And that does a couple of things for you. One, it takes that carbon off, and if you think I'm kidding, have a look at that, okay? And number two, now it tempers the metal, so anything I put on this grill from now on will cook, slide, without burning and sticking to it, okay? So between each one of these dishes that I'm going to do, this is what we're going to do, okay?
Now the carbon that's left over, Chef, is that from previous grilling?
That's previous grilling at high temperatures, yeah, radical-free carbons there. Those aren't good things either, they just sit there, and they're actually cancer-causing. Okay, as frightening as that sounds to you, so what you might want to do is make sure your grill is clean, okay? All right, so it's an electric grill, which means that this is about 300 degrees less than we usually have, but never mind, we're going to deal with this, okay? So I'm going to pick up my seafood, sausage, just lay it on. on one side, and then what I can do over here is start to warm up my other sausage over here.
Now we do have our first question from the chat room.
Yes, please.
And Ben in Chicago is wondering,
Hi, Ben.
what's the difference between Amuse Bouche and an appetizer?
Appetizer is usually something when you've sat down and you started the meal. So the Amuse Bouche, which actually means, when you look at the French word, it means to amuse the mouth. It's actually what it means. So that's why you see very small pieces of food being served initially. Sometimes savory, not too savory, because if it's too savory, it's going to kill your palate for the rest of your meal. Much like alcohol. Ben, I don't know whether this helps you too. Never drink very, very strong alcohol before the beginning of your meal, because if you do, it will kill your palate. And that's why the French came up with something called aperitifs. Much lower in alcohol content. Same reason, be careful. So you can season it, but don't make it like very, very strong peppers or chilies, okay, because that's going to do the number on your palate.
Good to know.
Excellent.
Okay, that's working. Let me show you the other ingredients. Does the camera see that, or is that a mess? Okay. So these are the fennel. That, again, were lightly grilled whole, and then we took them to the mandolin and shaved them, a little rice wine vinegar. And this is something that I bear no responsibility for. This is my son's invention.
Yes.
These are roasted beets. What we did with the whole beets, brushed them with some olive oil, wrapped them in foil, and baked them in the oven, roasted them in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour and a half. Okay, they were big. We peeled them, and then we grated them, to which we added the Greek yogurt, plain, and a little bit of pickled ginger.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Enough.
Yeah. The other thing about your setup that you might have seen here on camera, again, like I said, we got this set up here for this grill, but we talk about organization and thinking ahead and looking ahead. There's another stove over here that we might have to use later. So we have a solid top here, which I know is not a grill, it's a griddle. So we put some wire racks on here, trying to be able to do some grilling if we had to. And then over a couple of burners over here, we took the grill off another grill in the back here and put it over the top here. So we are improvising for your benefit, hopefully, okay? So if we pan over here and have to cook some other things here, that's what we'll do, all right? Okay? But we planned ahead. I guess that's the essence of it.
That's the idea of cooking, though. Innovation on the fly.
Well, there's a great word in French. It's referred to as mise en place. Okay? That means everything in its place, quite literally. So before, in our case, service starts, or if you were at home before dinner starts, or when people sit down for dinner, you need to be prepared. That's what it means. That's what it actually refers to.
Okay.
Be prepared. These oysters aren't very nice.
No telling.
Are some oysters harder to shuck or open than others?
Well, I think it depends on the freshness. You know, with most seafoods, they tend to open up a little bit more the older that they get. The fresher they are, they stay closed. So I'd have to say that you know, the fresher they are, the harder they are to open. Now you're talking as far as different types, like the Gulf, or is the Bay oysters too? I think there is. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know the difference. I think they're equally as difficult to open.
That makes sense.
Well, when you're opening shellfish, of course, what is it? It's all about freshness, right? So when you look at an oyster, let me go get one for you and let's have a look at it.
Try it.
They're all different sizes, but what you're looking for is whether the shell's open or not. I don't care whether it's an oyster, it's a mussel, it's a clam, whatever it is. If that shell is at all cracked, discard it. Okay, some people will tell you that if you close the shell and it presses down itself and it stays closed, it's still good. You're on the edge, okay? So don't do it. I used to work for a hotel company in England called Trust Houses 40, which at the time was the biggest hotel company in the world. And they sent around a memorandum saying, no more mussels will be served in our restaurants. And they killed 4 or 5 around the country in the course of a year because people weren't paying attention to the freshness of the shellfish. So anytime you see that, open shell, throw it out.
It broke rule number 1, don't kill your customer.
One. Yeah, for survival, that would be rule number 1, yeah.
Yeah, Bear Grylls never told you that.
Who didn't?
Bear Grylls. Man vs. Nature on the Discovery Channel.
Ah, okay.
Great show.
I haven't watched that. I watch History Channel.
Oh.
All right, so we're getting there. I have to tell you the truth because somebody might have mentioned it. We had enormous troubles for some reason with the casing on the shellfish sausage. So I started that, but I could see it was expanding. I think it was just too much water in the fish. So the skin that's on the outside of the sausage was expanding, and I think it broke. So I took it off and I put it in the oven. So I will find a way to rescue that because I know the flavors on the inside are good. Okay, so we'll do the best we can. Okay?
Chef, how long will the sausage typically take to
This
cook?
one is already cooked. Most meat sausages, the way you should do this is once you've made them in the casing, you poach them at 160 degrees in boiling water for 10 minutes, depending on the size or how thick they are. So this one's pretty thin. It was actually in there for about 8 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And 160 is the most important thing that you can think of because at 160 proteins start to break down. The proteins are still good as far as the value for us nutritionally, but they start extruding, denuding water, okay? What that means is that your meat, if you let it cook at a higher temperature than that, will start tasting dry and gritty when you start eating it. So always keep your temperature under 160, right? When you're poaching it. The other thing, if you were to take a thermo test on your sausage, 155. Don't forget your carryover cook time, okay? That's going to be another 4 to 5 degrees after you've taken it out of that poaching liquid. At that point, if you want to grill it or roast it, whatever, then that's good, okay? That looks a little dry though, so I might put a little charge into it.
What do you put in it?
Well, I thought I'd just give it a little oil because it looks a little, yeah.
Yeah, doing that too. Also, when you're grilling, when you add oil and a lot amount of heat, it'll help caramelize it. So caramelize meat will turn a nice color
okay.
brown. Make it a little sweeter.
This looks pretty good.
Now the two that you put on there were the same sausage, but one just...
No, one was the beef and chicken that we said everybody's
Okay.
going to have, and the other one was the seafood sausage
Okay.
that for some reason didn't like to be on the grill. And I'll see if I can cut it to give it a taste. It might not look good, but the flavor of it is pretty good.
Okay.
All right, and we're real close on this. So,
Put a plate too.
everybody hungry?
I am.
You got a lot of food ahead of you today. Okay, guys. Have you seen the menu? Did you look at that online?
Yeah, it's quite the lineup.
Yeah, there's a lot of food. A lot of food.
There we go.
Any other questions? Sorry? Do you do what?
We're lucky you don't have to do these oysters.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not stupid. Daddy rules, son drools.
No comeback?
Really, what else can I say?
He knows better. He knows better.
All right, so what have you plated so far, Chef?
What I've done is just the fennel and then the beet,
Okay.
okay, with the yogurt. Okay, so we have some beautifully vibrant colors there, no doubt about it. Ooh. That's as simple as it gets, okay? But again, don't forget it's the preparation, right? It looks simple because did the sausage, seasoned the sausage, cooked the sausage, made the fennel, made the beet salad, right? So when it comes time for plate up, boom, it's real quick, okay? Am I doing this for everybody?
Now for the non-chefs at home, what sort of cut did you use on that sausage?
That
'Cause
was
it
referred
looks-
to as a bias cut.
Yeah.
So anytime that you're slicing on the angle, like a 45-degree angle, we refer to that as the bias cut.
Okay. Give it a little bit more kind of length to it.
Yeah, we use that for a lot of different methods in our business. There's one in particular that I don't want to tell you about because you might never go out to eat again. What we do is we cut it at the angle like that so it looks like it weighs more than it actually does.
The old optical
And we
illusion.
charge you more for it.
The Ron Burgundy
It's a
method.
great idea.
Yeah, oh yeah, if you can get away with it, it's a wonderful idea, isn't it?
Every restaurant owner now is like, no.
No! Who put these people on bloody TV? Shoot them!
Secrets of the chef.
Well, I'm a teacher now, so I can afford to give it up. Doesn't matter. These guys used to pay for my golf, but they don't anymore, so, you know, I'm just going to give them in. Give 'em up. Any phone calls on that? When am I playing next week? Hello?
All right, I actually need a water bottle.
This is just the first course. Imagine what else I can tell you over the next 3/4 of an hour, right?
Oh, yikes.
Now, did you blanch the beets at all? Because I know a lot of vegetables will lose their color going through the cooking process.
Not these babies. Okay, these are the roasted beets. Remember I said we brushed them with olive oil.
Okay.
We wrapped them in foil and roasted them in a 400-degree oven. They were big, so it took about an hour and a half to get there.
Okay.
One of the important things that you might have raised there is the fact that don't peel. Okay, always leave them. Don't top and tail them. Okay, you don't even have to wash them. If you're going to boil them, just put them in the boiling water. Don't even mess with it. Okay.
Okay.
You'll be just
Wow.
fine. I got some serious cleaning on that grill to do, don't I? Well, yeah. You're so sweet.
That's what sons are for.
I'll remember that when we go home.
Sometimes.
Son, I'm hungry. Let's see how far that gets me, right? It's over. How many people? Just these number of plates, Perry?
Yeah, so we're good.
That's great.
How's the oyster shucking coming along?
You know what? I think we've shucked enough.
Shucked enough.
Shucks. We wanted some more.
Yeah.
Isn't that a southern term?
I
Oh,
can show you
shucks.
how to do it. I just need to help him over here with this grill. As you can see,
Get
we
the
have
man brush or whatever it's called.
That's
a
the
little
man
grill
brush.
here. This one is probably the same size as the grill, which
It's
is
not big
convenient. But yeah, we just want to do this just to make sure that there isn't any other flavors or ingredients that we previously cooked are still on the grill, and
Oh.
it might, contrast with what we're trying to do with the next meal.
That makes sense.
And we got a question for Eric here from Kelly in Boston.
Yeah,
She's wondering why you have a blue thingamabobber on your finger.
this is just protection. Protection from the
The knife. You cut
knife.
yourself. Tell them the truth.
I nicked myself on the
Okay.
shell. So yeah, I did, okay? Thanks, what was her name, Kelly?
Kelly.
Kelly, thanks, Kelly.
Thanks for calling him out, huh?
You could have come up with something great like this is in Turkey, huh? When you're promised to be married, you have to put that little thing on your finger so no other women ask you questions.
Well, what if she was from Turkey?
Well, I'm just saying, come up with something.
That wouldn't have worked too well. All right, so we're good with your, want to show them over
What's the
there?
next course?
It's the oysters.
Oysters. You got those? You better start baking those puppies. And I'll do the shrimp. No. You're
Well-
going to use the oysters over here.
This grill's not hot enough.
It is.
Think so?
Yeah. You got time.
All right, we'll see.
All right, next course is we're going to do some grilled shrimp with some broiled or grilled oysters. It's kind of neat. Most shellfish that you cook, you should always cook it in the shell. You take it out of the shell, you get a lot of loss of the moisture inside the shell. So wherever possible, always broil it, cook it in the shell. That's what we're doing with the oyster, and that's what we're doing with the shrimp. And later on, you're going to see that's what we do with the lobster. Right? So these shrimps here, they're some tigers. They're U21, which doesn't make them overly big. It doesn't make them overly small. When I say U, that means units to the pound, okay? So usually they go up in quantities of 4 or 5, 21, 25, so that means there's 21 or 25 of them to the pound, okay? And they've been marinated in some pink grapefruit juice. It's a little sweeter, okay? Garlic and cilantro, pretty simple, okay? Not very difficult. The reason I chose the pink grapefruit juice is because it's not so acidic. I put this in about 8 hours ago, and I don't want to create a ceviche where the acid inside the citrus starts to cook the shrimp. I want actually the heat to cook the shrimp, but I wanted this citrus to flavor. Okay, that's my choice. Good to be king. All right. True to my word, I will scrub it off.
It never ends.
Never ends. What, truth of my word, or? Okay. How many of these do you want each? I got enough here to choke a horse. I got enough here to feed everybody that's online. Can we send it through the internet?
Okay.
We can certainly try.
Just wave it in front of the camera, okay? We'll be fine.
Now, you said tiger shrimp.
Yes.
So what
There's
makes
lots
those?
of different kinds of shrimps. These are the most common ones that you see down off the Gulf and off the Mexican coast too, the Pacific
Okay.
side. How many we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're not eating 8. Okay, so what do you want? 3 each? Okay, we can do that. So I need 3 8, 24. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6.
You want to serve the shrimp for the oysters, or?
No, we'll do it at the same time.
Okay.
Same plate.
Yeah.
Spitting it.
And foodies, please excuse the noise. We have to turn the fans on or else the fire marshals will come
24.
in. So
Okay, there's 8 of this, 3, 16, 24. There it is. Okay. What we did with this, obviously it's a grilling theme, so that's what we kept doing. We just grilled.
That's it?
We just took some zucchini. I had the whole zucchini. I cut it in this length here.
Okay.
I simply seasoned it with salt and freshly ground black
These
pepper.
things are done.
And I grilled them. And when I took them off, I cut them into a sort of bâtonnet. And once they were cut in the bâtonnet, I took some fresh parsley, honest, right out of the garden, with some orange zest, and just finely diced, and just threw it in with some olive oil. Okay, so that's the base of what we're doing.
Okay.
And as far as over here, before we serve them, we shuck these oysters. Had a little damage, but it's okay. And now, you know when they're done, when they're at like a nice steam and slow simmer. And then I also added a little porcini powder to them. It's just like a dried mushroom.
So you had a little ladle earlier. What was that? Is that what you were adding
You know
earlier?
what? Usually when if I were to grill these and shuck them, I look for their natural, like the natural seawater that they come out of. And I want to keep that inside because I just think it's kind of cool to actually cook the seawater with the shellfish
Absolutely,
itself.
the brine, the saltiness of that is something that you should never discard. Even when we're doing soups with those types of shellfish, we open them, we clean them, we put them into chinoise or cheesecloth before we wash it because we don't want the grit. Same thing is being done with these oysters. We took a stiff brush on the outside to make sure that there is no dirt or grime on the outside of it. So when a customer picks it up, puts it in the mouth, good. You have some options too. Do you tell them about the porcini powder?
Yeah,
That's nice. I got the 8 plates over here then.
for the.
Oysters and shrimp and the zucchini all goes
Oh,
together.
you want to do the same pit?
Same plate.
All right. Wonderful.
Rule number 1: chef's always right.
chef and
Rule number
dad.
1: chef's never late. Chef never drinks. He's just overly tired because he's been working so hard. What other ones are there? Oh, I don't know. I never lie. What else?
I'm going to the right.
Fine. There's a whole bunch of them.
Well, not shucked. Oh, baby.
Oh, shucks.
Not shucked.
About how long did those take to cook all the way through?
Which one? The shrimps here?
No, they're actually still relatively raw.
Okay.
But you will notice if you've had a raw oyster and what's been done with these, it actually tightens them up so they're not as loose. So the consistency, they might have more of a bite, which might be more pleasant to a lot of people.
What flavors did you put in the oyster? Did you talk about that?
Yeah, the porcini powder.
Okay. Did you talk about other things that you might have been able to put in there?
Yeah, I mean, you can do the common lime juice, lemon juice,
Yeah.
fresh herbs,
Anything more exciting?
different flavored salts I like to do, like sea salts.
There's some great salts out there, right? Like the Hawaiian smoked, and yeah, there's some beauties out there, no doubt about
There are
it.
some great choices now.
What about vegetables in there?
Vegetables? Well, it is a small plate, so you're going to need a small vegetable. Well, I guess you can cut it small too, but...
Or like a zucchini, like a spinach, or something like
it's
that?
for... I would go more for a fruit,
Fruit?
like a papaya like that we did, or pineapple. Help sweeten it up.
I like
What
that.
would you call those a little bit more on the bitter side, and then you go in with the citrus to kind of lift up the sweetness with it?
You mean the oyster being
Yeah,
bitter?
yeah.
No, I would say that the oyster is a pretty sweet meat,
Okay.
all by itself. But you see certain sauces commonly served with it, and you say, well, cocktails, okay. I mean that hides just about any flavor you put with it. But there's another one that's referred to as a mignonette, which is just red wine, cracked black pepper, and a very fine brunoise of shallots. And when you mix that up, the secret with that stuff is make it at least 2 weeks ahead of time, and just let it sit there. It's a very, very simple, almost like a vinaigrette, okay? And you just put that with the oyster or a clam or a fresh clam. It really goes down well because it's sweet. So you have the sort of slight vinegar in the wine, right?
Okay.
And a little bit of acid, and it goes really, really well with it. Really
Okay.
nice, yeah. Okay, these puppies are almost ready. They smell good to you?
Oh, very.
Smells
Nice.
really good.
Nice. So
Did you talk about
vegetable?
how you know when it's done? When the shell changes color? That's a good indication.
Any shellfish you're going to see obviously a change of color, right? These things don't get brought up from the deep pink or red, okay, which is how you see them being commonly served, okay? The problem is as soon as you apply heat to it, you're going to get a change of color on the outside of the shell, okay? So you're going to have to use your little teaching skill, your little feeling skills here about how far along they are cooked, okay? Any shellfish, any fish, when you overcook it, is just bloody awful, okay? It's no good, okay? So what we want this to be is to feel like a sort of medium steak. So at home, smart kitchen, whatever, if you're familiar with the palm test, it's a matter of you putting your fingers together like this and exerting pressure to it. That's well done. Medium well.
It's salad.
Medium.
Thank you.
Medium. That's what I'm looking for. This flavor or this pressure that I have here on the palm here, that's what I want with my shrimps. Then I know I'm good. Okay. One of the most, I think we get a close-up of this or whatever, one of the greatest things about this is now you're starting to see the moisture starting to leak from the inside of the shrimp there. That's telling me that puppy's done because we don't want any more of that moisture to come out of it, okay? I want that inside the shell, okay? So that's telling me, hello baby, it's time.
Never knew that.
I didn't know shrimp talked.
They can. If you listen closely enough, they talk.
You're the shrimp whisperer.
The shrimp whisperer. Is it only the tiger shrimp that can talk?
Only the tigers.
Ah.
Sorry, only the tigers. These are all done over here. Perry, these are done. These are ready to serve.
For those of you at home, we have a few people in the audience today, and they're lucky enough to get to try these.
They're doing what?
Sorry. Oh, I was just explaining to the audience that we have some audience members here who are getting to taste these.
No, I'm eating this all. Every course
Yeah,
I'm going to eat 8 plates of it. Yeah.
How do you
like
stay
to-
so trim, chef,
They
after
must
all
have
of
known
this?
something was going on, right? And I also chose to leave this in the shell, okay? Because I think part of the thrill of eating shellfish, right, wherever possible, is to do what? Eat it out of the shell, right? Peel it yourselves, peel the legs off, open the shell up. When it's hot like this and it's got flavor, hey, nose bag it, right? Eat it. It's all good. Get down and dirty with your food.
Make it sexy.
Yeah,
Make it
kind of is, isn't it? I mean, it's very urethral, isn't it? It's very, you're right there. That's right. Yeah. That's what I think, anyway. I'm allergic to shrimp, but anyway, I will try one just for you guys, okay?
Oh,
so how do we peel
goodness.
it? Should we see how we peel it, right? For anybody in the audience that's looking at it? No, that's good. That's yours. Just see the legs there? Easiest way is to what? Just drag those back. Okay.
Was that the noise that the shrimp was making?
That's the noise that the shrimp makes.
Oh.
Okay. Interpreted as, in English, that would be bloody hot. Okay. I'm going to try this. Shell and all. I'm not just saying that. Turn around and ask the audience if they like that or not. It's good.
All right.
How-
What are you prepping over there, Eric?
I'm just prepping some tomatoes. The next dish that we're going to serve is a salad. Not only a salad, but a grilled salad, because this is a grilling event.
Gotta grill it up right.
There's a lot of grills in that paragraph.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you want these? How should we cook these? On the bias or?
Yeah, just slice them on the bias. A real good bias at the angle. Any questions?
I'm just going to leave the tomatoes halved.
So, as the menu says, we have Radicchio, which is rather bitter. So what we've done here is we've made a sort of sweet marinade with orange zest and orange juice and a little pineapple juice, and we let it sit here for about 12 hours, okay? That's what we've done. So I want to get some sweetness in there, and then I'm going to put these on the grill to grill them.
Chef Dominic, we had a question in the chat room, and Susie wanted to know, is flavored salt sort of a passing fad?
No,
No?
I don't see that ever going away. Easy for me to say because it hasn't passed yet. But once you understand, or once you play with all the flavors that these salts have, and then you play with it with different foodstuffs, and you understand the combinations of all these flavor, all these different types of foods, I don't see it going away because it helps your food so much. Now, maybe the question is maybe directed because she's worried about the amount of salt that she's consuming, or when she goes out to eat, the number of people that are putting or over-salting or using these different flavored salts. In small amounts, they're wonderful because they'll give your food an incredible flavor. You're going to see that in the next course, what we've used with the duck breast, with our marinade. We put a little bit of that in there, but just a little. And it's enough to coax the flavor out of what we were looking for. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Get a
Huh?
mixing bowl.
Keep grilling.
Mixing bowl.
Keep grilling. Keep grilling.
Huh? I need some oil in the mixing
Right here.
bowl.
Right here. Thank you. You're welcome. Anything for you, son.
Woo!
They never stop asking, don't they? It doesn't matter what age they bloody are, they keep doing it, okay? We're using, how many people we said? 8, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I have to keep this kind of small because obviously I have no room on this grill.
And salt and pepper.
Pepper's right here. Salt, you're on your own. I don't use it. I'm too old. I can't afford to use it. That's a good question, right on top of those flavored salts. I
Yeah.
will use those because I just love the flavors on those puppies. I really do. Yeah. So a little jicama. Never used to enjoy jicama as a grilled item because I always enjoyed it so much as a salad. But not bad. Not bad. But I'm just going to do it lightly so that I can retain some of the character, some of the body of that jicama. Okay, so when I julienne it or slice it up together, I can still taste it, right? I don't want it to be mush. Be very careful with jicama. Great raw veg, overcooked, it is gnarly. Okay?
What kind of flavor profile does it have?
It is virtually nothing, but it's crunchy and moist, and yet it's in a firm body.
So it's really there for texture.
It is, yeah, it really is, yeah. All right. I get you. I got it. What is it? Yeah, no, done. I got it on the grill.
Need a
Where'd
knife?
that big bowl go? Oh, you gave it to him. Isn't that wonderful? All right,
sorry.
Let me see if I can find another one. Off camera, offset, coming back. Okay. Some baby mixed greens are going to go on here. And the dressing is made with grilled shallots.
What do you know?
And what do you know? Another grilled bloody item, okay?
Yeah.
You too can grill on 2 square inches for 50 people. Okay, no problem. All right, but mixed it with a little strawberry balsamic,
I believe so.
some rice wine vinegar, and a roasted French walnut oil. Okay, so we're really working these profiles, so I hope you like them. Okay, I really do. Temporary emulsion, that's why I shook it, so to try and bring it back together again. It looks thick, it is, but that's because of the grilled shallots. I choose to use them because of their sweetness. I really enjoy them. Okay.
Chef, can you use the walnut oil for cooking too, or is it just...
Be real careful when you use that for any kind of heat. It burns at very low temperatures.
Oh.
So just like a fresh nut, if you're using that type of oil and you apply too much heat to it, it will burn. Okay, so when you taste your food that you've cooked in it, okay. So those type of nut oils, hazelnut, walnut, etc., they're best used for this type of eating. Okay. Anybody want that? Got that? Got that? No, don't need some right now. I'm pretty good. Want 8 more plates over here, though.
And for those of you wondering who's popping in and off the set, that's Perry.
Can you speak
He's
up
helping
just a
us
tad?
out
Sorry.
today. Just talking to the audience.
Oh, okay. Now, lemon, citrus. Here's a little hint to you. You ever eat that on the side of your plate when it comes out? I don't know where you eat, and people garnish with things like slices of citrus on the plate. Who eats that? Nobody. Okay, you eat the skin? Not really. Maybe the flesh on the inside. Okay, but the more acidic content it is, the more unpalatable it becomes. It hides your palate. Any food that you eat after that is not good. However, if you grill it, you take out those bitterness of the oils on the outside of the citrus. So apply some heat to it before you eat citrus, okay, on a plate. It's always good. Simple syrup, whatever you're doing, grilling, eat it. Okay? Much more pleasant experience. I know. We're very trying. Sorry about the noise.
So when you say, Chef Eric, when you say grill, you mean every component of the dish is seeing the grill.
That's right. That's what we try to do because we thought that's what this was all about.
Okay.
So maybe it's our fault because we didn't do our preparation properly by coming over here and see what size grill they had. But we learned the hard way on that one, didn't we? Okay.
Show your
Makes it more
true
fun
Well,
chef skills.
we're getting there, right? We're
cares?
making it. We're making
Who
it.
cares?
We're making it.
No one wants to see success.
No.
They want to see struggle.
I'm sure there's
The underdog
I'm sure there's
succeeds.
sites for that too, but we want to see success, don't we?
Yeah, we want to see success.
We want to see
My
success.
stomach sure does.
Ask me again why I'm not wearing plastic gloves. Because it would have been melted into my fingers by now, okay?
Good call.
We won't tell the health department.
Okay, good.
Chef, is the lemon meant more as a garnish, or
The lemon
they eat
mint.
that
Which
too?
one are you eating?
the lemon that's plated there?
That's just the garnish, yeah.
Oh.
When I say just, I mean it's not that bad, but it is pretty simple, isn't it, right? But you could eat it if you want now at this point, okay? Because it's cooked, it's on your plate,
This as
it's
well.
been softened, those oils are out of it, so it's not too bitter, okay?
Okay.
Want some julienne tomatoes in there too?
Just keep julienne, baby, I'm gonna get there. I'll take the scallions.
The zucchini's having a little trouble.
So, is there a method to the madness of plating, chef?
Plating is probably one of the hardest things that you can do as a chef. It's very, very difficult. Everybody's eye is not the same, but there's 3 general components that you should think of when it comes to plating. You need height, you need color, and you need space. And that's what the eye sees. I don't know whether the cameramen agree with me on that, but that's actually what humans do, okay? We love it. The goal is, I always tell my students, I said, the goal is that when you bring food out to the table, and you've got a table of 4, you've got a table of 2, and you put the food down, what should happen? Conversation should stop. If it doesn't, you failed with the first part of it, which would be what? Eye appeal, okay? You might have the greatest taste in the world, but if you don't start conversation and make people say to their friends, shut up, I want to eat, you haven't achieved what it is that you want to achieve, okay?
There we go.
Just mix it with the hickory.
On top of it?
Yep. Yep. Sorry. You have another bowl?
Just set it right there.
Big giant bowl. Okay, this should be enough for 8 people. I'm hoping. Anything else? You got anything else?
They're not done.
They are now. They are now. Lightly grilled zucchini. Woo!
Maybe you want.
That's enough. That's enough. Thank you.
Wow, it's so quiet now.
Silence.
Oh. Okay, so the radicchio.
And the smoke has subsided.
It's eerily quiet.
Well, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. That's what we say about my son sometimes when he's home. He's eerily quiet. What's wrong?
Nothing. That means I'm happy.
Oh, you never told me that before.
Surprise.
Father-son moment right now.
Yeah. Jeez.
We were a part of something.
Yes. Building memories with FoodiesLive.
Oh, that felt good. Didn't realize I'd put that on top of the grill.
Yeah, those stainless steel bowls really heat up quick, huh?
Yeah, funny. I wish you'd mentioned that before.
I'm not the chef.
I know, but it doesn't mean to say that I won't accept help from anybody if it's good help. Okay, so it's a little grilled veg salad, all right? Cool. All right, duck. Yes, and so am I. Okay, thank God we only need those ones that are cooked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, I'll clean that off in a minute as soon as these put on. Duck breasts. So what we've done here is we've pulled back the skin a little bit, okay? And on the inside here, you can see that dried blackberry, actually there's also dried blueberry in there as well, okay?
Wow.
And we have a little touch of whole coriander that was toasted and ground down, and a little bit of that smoked salt, okay? And a little bit of pepper. So what we're gonna do is grill these puppies.
Now, would you do skin side down
Skin
first?
side down first.
Okay. And is that to build up a big crust?
It's different than other meat stuffs in that we have a lot of subterraneous fat. The meat itself is very, very lean, okay? So you always want to keep that skin on when you're doing a duck breast, all right? Because of the fat that's on the inside. It acts as something we refer to as a lardon, which is fat over the meat, okay? So that helps to keep it moist on lean meats during the cooking process, no matter what it is, barbecue, roasting, whatever, okay?
Okay.
So then once this is done, you have the options then of either removing the skin or serving it with the skin. But hopefully enough of that subterraneous fat, absolutely the fat that's on the outside of the meat, has melted away so it's not too much of it, okay?
Excellent.
And that comes with this, and this. All right. This comes with watercress. My son, again, God bless him, told me I was so old-fashioned. I'm still cooking 70s food. Yeah, well, that's when I learned, okay? But this is one of my favorite. It's honey and lime. It's that simple. It's just lime juice with honey. But he convinced me to put some pink peppercorns in there instead of just black peppercorns. But I just love this dressing to death, okay? I really do. I think it's wonderful.
Zazz.
Yeah.
Flair.
No oil.
There you go.
Flair.
Yeah, there's no oil, so it's really healthy for you, right? It's just a great salad. On the watercress, when you look at it, a lot of people say always pick the leaves and leave the stem. I love the stem. Maybe that makes me different too, but I really like the stem. I like the chew of it, okay? I like the pepperiness of it, all that good stuff. I just kind of really like. So that's what we're going to do. I've determined that's enough vinaigrette prior.
Salad dressing rules.
Like
Some
it?
commentary from the audience. It rules.
What'd you say,
Nice.
drools? This dressing or?
The grilled shallot.
That's
Vinaigrette.
nice. Isn't that nice?
Nice.
That is good, yeah. Well, so you see the sweetness of it, but it's such a natural sweetness, and that's why we use shallots in sauce making, because it has a natural sweetness to it. Okay, so we're making sauces. It doesn't taste like sugar, but there's a little something there that it counteracts the acid or the white wine that you might have in a sauce making. It counteracts it so your sauces don't taste bitter, which is real sweet. A lot of chefs, they sit there and argue about whether it should be onions, just shallots, it should be half onion, half. Ooh. Okay, make your own mind up. Whichever way you go, it's all good. Me personally, love shallots. Guess where I go? Just shallots, okay? Just where I go.
Where's that pepper?
I'm too old for this. I'm old. What is happening? I'm an old guy, can't you see? Look, I got no hair on the top, I'm grey, my teeth are falling out. I mean, what are you guys making me do?
You're encouraging a lot of our viewers.
I know, it's great flavors, right? Yeah, okay, all right, I get that part. You told me that, and I can live with that, that's good. We don't even need those, right? Because we got some prior ones over there.
Yeah.
Huh? You still hungry? We've only got 5 more courses to go. I know we've got 20 minutes left, but you know, we're getting there.
Going back on.
Whoopsie.
I think we can do.
Done. Bring out the next stuff. I've got to get those lobsters going.
I think we can give half a
Is
breast.
that oven on?
No.
Is it on?
No.
I tried to put it on. It is on. Get rid of that.
Sorry, foodies. The
I'm
grill
only
has
saying
started
that
again,
because
so
we
the
put
smoke is
thyme
billowing.
leaves in there.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
next
turn the
time
fan
you get a
on.
minute, okay? Okay, you see that caramelization there? Nice, huh? Isn't that nice?
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what else we're doing is what? Beautiful. It's just lovely. We're leaving some of that fat. You can see the splatter coming back off the grill, okay? That's not me and my personality. What that is that felt, that subterraneous fat that's melting, okay? Which is what we want it to do. It's going to melt on top of the beef, on top of the duck breast, going to keep it moist during the cooking. Then all those flavors we put between the skin and the meat, right? Okay, that's going to do what? The fat's going to take it and
Melted
into the meat. Right, good answer.
Nice.
Nice, very nice.
Hot.
All right, chef. We have another question from the internet from Cherish. She saw you sharpen your knife right there, and she must be a culinary student because she was taught to put her steel on the cutting board.
Okay.
So what, if you could, please.
Can you see me? Am I talking to you?
Yes.
What's your name again?
Cherish.
Cherish?
Yes.
Nice name. Very unusual, but beautiful name. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter. What's more important is how you hold this puppy and at what angle. Always hold it the same way every time. Do it as slowly as you want. Take as long as you want. Never let somebody else sharpen your knife, okay? Always keep your fingers behind that guard no matter what you're doing. So whether you choose to do it this way, whether you choose to do it this way, if you choose to do it that way, make sure there's nobody else around you, okay? What I've done over the years, I thought this was the safest way, and I always get an edge back on my steel. Hope that helps you.
Thank you.
Are those ready? How rare do you like your duck? You want the next course? Tell me you really like rare duck. Come on, come on.
We love rare duck.
You love rare duck, okay.
Who doesn't
We were
like
hoping
rare
for
duck?
duck tartare.
Yeah, this one should
It's
be
going to be
good.
close. Mine are almost close, and you four-cooked that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still rare, man. That's
I
still
know.
rare. This is still rare. Okay, while these are happening, we're going to start talking about the next course, and we're going to start. Bear with me because I've got time constraints here. Okay. What we're going to do on the next course is your grilled shellfish. Okay. So. Don't even think about taking out the eggplant or the I don't need it. Okay? Up to
Thank
you,
you.
baby. Over to you, Squeegee.
Thank
That's
you.
my little name for
Load
my
me
son,
up.
Squeegee.
What
As soon
was
as that's
that
ready,
name?
we'll slice it and dice it. But right now, I need to get things going for the next course. You are having lobster tail. You are having swordfish with pickled ginger. Ooh. And you are also having some sea scallops that will be dusted with porcini powder. And then we're going to grill all of this together, okay? So the lobster tails, I'm going to start first. I'm going to think they're going to take the longest. And what I'm going to do with these, I've just taken the tails off the whole lobster. Remember I said I used the claws to make the sausage, which you didn't get. But anyway, that's what you could do. Or a lobster cocktail, whatever. What we're going to do here is cut these in half. And I'm going to put these on the grill to start them cooking. As they cook, I'm going to moisten them with something called a lobster butter, which is a type of compound butter. I make a lobster stock from the shells. I cook it, reduce it, grind it, reduce it, all the way down till there's no moisture. Then I add it to whipped butter, okay? Put it in a log and I freeze it, and I got it for the year. I can just keep using it. And it's a wonderful accompaniment to soups, sauces, and in this particular instance, on top of
Reinforcing
the
the
lobster
lobster.
as it grills. Now, I don't know whether I should say this, but grilling shellfish is probably not the preferred method because the heat is too hot. This is a muscle that we're dealing with here. So when you apply too high a heat to this muscle, it loves to toughen. So actually the preferred method of cooking a
done.
lobster tail or a whole lobster itself is to actually
taking
poach it
forever.
at about 160 degrees in butter. I know not too many people are going to do that, but that is actually the preferred method.
How much butter would you use?
I'm sorry?
How much butter would you use?
Totally submerge it.
Oh, wow. That's serious.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
is
like you
that?
say, yeah, who's going to do that, right? Yeah.
Could you use a shortcut there and actually
No, you can't use
re-solid?
lard, no.
No. But if you're poaching it in butter
Yeah.
and you do the lobster tail, the lobster's going to render some juices. So would you let that butter re-solidify, and that could be your
I
compound
would.
butter?
A lot of people don't, but I would. You're right. Absolutely, right? What does the butter taste like? That's one of the original ways of making a compound butter in the old days. The French way was actually to take your lobster stock and take pounds and pounds of butter on top of that stock and put it in the oven for about 3 or 4 hours. And that butter would melt and the whole stock would have the flavor of the butter. You take it out, you put it in the refrigerator, and when it solidifies, you just scrape that off. That's the original compound lobster shellfish butters, yeah.
Okay.
So you're smarter than you think, huh? It's innate. You get back to the cooking.
I like you, chef.
Get back to cooking.
Huh? Yeah.
Where's the tie? Where's the rat? No, the rat. The rat lobster. It's in a yeah. I got no room. Oh, you forgot to tell me that was next to the grill. Thank you very much again. Same guy, same mistake. Sorry about the smoke, but it is a
Okay.
grilling class inside. Next time we'll do this over at my house outside, okay?
Keep
Huh?
going.
Are you on? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I've been told I can take a deep breath. does that mean I can have a cocktail too, baby?
Yeah, why
Does that mean I
not?
can stop burning the duck?
That means you can stop burning the duck. Hey, all good things are going to happen now, right? Okay. Do we find the rat? It's somewhere. Beautiful. Watch, it's hot.
All right. This isn't done.
It's all right. Get it right. I don't want to serve these wonderful people stuff that we can't do. Inside here, there was a container. Yes, that's it. Whew. Thank you.
I don't think they're hot.
I don't think they're bloody hot at all. Look at them. You're asking, what am I doing? Okay. That is one of our lobsters featured today. It's a sort of island-style lobster that I first came across when I met my beautiful wife in whatever that was, baby doll, okay? In Bermuda. And they introduced me to this type of cuisine, which I found out later was very sort of islandy-ish, okay? So again, what I've done with this lobster is take the claws off this whole lobster, sliced it. We put lobster butter over it. We put some fresh papaya on it, and we put a julienne of shiitake mushrooms, peppers, red onions, and we put them all together. And what we're doing is we're going to slowly cook these over the grill. The great thing about the banana leaf, it's almost like an en papillote, which means that you're encircling all the food. So as it cooks, you're not allowing a lot of the flavors to escape. Okay, so you're keeping it in. Okay, which is a great way to cook. All right. I don't know how familiar you are with things like volatile oils. That means that whenever you walk into a kitchen, you smell something. That's referred to as volatile oils. But what that really is flavor that's escaping. Rare. So whenever we get the opportunity to capture that and encompass that and keep it with our food, we're far better off. Okay, far better off. So the sea scallops have been brushed with porcini powder, the dried mushroom, and then when I serve it to you, I will also top it with a little white truffle oil. It's kind of nice.
Chef, where do you get banana leaves?
Where? If you have well, we live in Phoenix. There's actually some banana trees that grow here. Most supermarkets don't carry it, but the Asian markets do. Okay? And you won't always find them fresh, but you will find them in the freezer section of Asian markets. Frozen banana, and they'll act just fine. Okay? Just fine. In fact, in a minute, I will show you how to wrap those. I'm 2 courses ahead of you.
Uh-oh.
Taking your son to school?
Always.
Well, he chose that. I didn't want any part of it. You notice I didn't say, no, I want to do the dark. No, I said, oh, okay.
Smart. Smart
okay.
kitchen.
I can get over it if you can. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Is that where the Smart and Smart Kitchen comes
Right,
from?
right. I have to rename it. Domsy's Kitchen, right? Yeah. All right, what was this? Oh, this is your risotto, dude. You got that rolling?
Yeah, let's get it rolling.
Is it? Nice. Okay.
You got that tub of risotto?
All right. Aha. Just so happens, since you've given me a little bit more time, we have banana leaf.
Nice.
What's that? Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what a banana leaf looks like, it looks like something like that. Okay?
No, I can just use this.
Big old boy. See it? Okay? So we can just cut strips off this.
You can make
Hopefully.
a grass skirt out of that.
Sorry?
You can make a grass skirt out of that.
Really? That's mine.
We'll get you a banana leaf apron.
Yeah, the cook's apron, right?
Woo!
Boy, if you could smell what I could smell, it's pretty darn good.
Oh my god. All right, easy solution.
The fire department comes, you hear the sirens, you've already got your value for money, don't worry about it, okay? You've been darn good. Just gonna top it with a little bit of truffle oil.
Okay, Perry, these two are good to go.
Keep those on the side.
Yeah, they're
Let me show you how to make a couple of these things, all right? I'm looking really for the widest point. I'm just going to make you small portions. Obviously, if I had a big fillet of fish, I would probably use a larger piece. But I'm just going to use about that size. Then I'm going to make a couple of strips. I don't think we're going to get invited back here, are we?
I don't think so.
As long as we don't burn the place down, it should be good.
Okay, whoops, scratch my hair. Wash face, wash hands.
Okay, there's two more over there.
Is there enough going on for everybody?
This is a true kitchen experience.
It is for me. Yeah, you're the customer sitting there going, oh, this is good. And I'm sitting in the back sweating my you-know-what's off. Well, yeah, it's okay, yeah. It's a true experience, you're absolutely right, yeah. Alrighty.
So what are you working with now, Chef?
Okay, what we have here is I'm going to show you how to make these banana wraps, okay?
Okay.
So what we have here is that that cooked lobster claw that I was talking about. Those are 3-pounders, so that was a pretty damn good sized claw, wasn't it? It was excellent, okay? So on top of that, I have the lobster butter and a slice of papaya. And if you prefer mango, use mango. That's a nice fruit too. It's a great fruit with mango, okay? Even if you're doing these salads cold, cold lobster, cold clam, crab. These are all great fruits to put with those type of shellfish, right? So, and here we have the cilantro. I have mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, red peppers, yellow peppers, red onions, and cilantro, with a little bit of lemon zest in it too. Onto which we put our lobster butter and mango.
Yeah.
A lot of people put alcohol with these types of fish dishes. I tend to disagree because they use rums that are strong in flavor, and those strong flavored rums take over everything, okay, on the inside of it, right?
A little more.
But that's just me. That's just me.
Okay, thanks.
Those look magical.
The magic man, is he done?
Oh,
Voila! Et voila, monsieur!
that was
Good job,
fun.
Squeech. Good job, buddy.
Fun. Is everything
that was a
intact?
tough one. Good job, pal. Good job. That
All
wasn't
right.
easy.
We're really excited to see you clean it next.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's next, right?
What are we
The
doing?
man brush.
Cleaning. You have to grill that stuff?
Yeah, let's clean mine too while you're at it. And it's that simple. Did you see that wrap? Want me to do another one?
Beautiful.
Be happy to. Be happy to. My life is your life, apparently, so here we go. It's all right, I'll get it. I'll fall over it probably, but don't worry about it. You can pay for the hospital, that's fine. I don't care. Oh, that's right. I'd be paying for that too, wouldn't I? Yeah. All right. So did you see that, how we made that?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. More lobster butter. I did. They're good.
did you?
They're good to go. I need more heat on these lobsters. They're not quite there. Okay.
Pouches?
No, just put them on gentle heat here, so they will.
They're not going to work.
No, this. No, well, gentle heat. This might work. I just want to finish them. Okay. They're mostly done. They really are. They really are mostly
those
done.
over here.
What else do we have to cook? I don't know. Boo boo. Ah, swordfish.
Want me to do the swordfish then?
Woo! Yeah. You want to do it?
I'll do it.
Cool.
So we're moving into the final seafood
All right,
portion, which is the swordfish.
Yeah, this is a little swordfish. It's another thing that we're going to put on the plate for you. We had nothing to do all day, so we decided to just cook since 5 o'clock this morning, just to be nice. So we got some swordfish steaks. We cut them down. It's just going to be a small piece, right, on the plate. But about 2 months ago, I made some pickled ginger. Horseradish, which is just rice wine vinegar and fresh horseradish. And I just let it sit there, and it just gets better and better and better. So I chose to put a little bit of that into the swordfish, and I just want to grill that lightly for you.
That wasn't done.
And I will garnish it also with a little bit of that fresh horseradish on top. It's tasty. When you get it, I'm just going to put a little bit on, okay? It's not wasabi, but it's pretty tasty, strong, okay? No, I didn't think so. I got room over here. I can transfer those. You want to transfer those?
Yeah. Fish is out.
So for this main entree, how many different seafood items do we have going on the plate?
1, 2, 3, 4.
So a very nice medley.
I would like to think so. I'm trying to show you like 4 different things that are going on. Okay. On the palette, I'm hoping that all 4 are going to be completely different, so you can go from one to the other. And that was part of this gig here, was the sort of tapas look to it, where you can get little flavors of a lot of different kinds of things.
Okay.
That's probably why you see us running around a lot, because we're trying to accomplish a lot. Okay.
Chef Eric, how long did you grill the scallops?
The scallops? Oh, it's just a quick sear on both sides.
Oh, okay.
So generally it's probably 30 seconds to a minute on each side, and then you're done.
Okay.
Actually, that might be a little too long. You might overcook it. No longer than a minute 45. No longer than a minute 46.
A minute 46.
Leave it there. Leave it.
Got my mark.
Remember, we've got to cook that just a little bit more. Do you have any more stock? Or you got it in here already?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think it's in the fridge. Is it too dry?
Yeah, it's going to end up being too.
I have it in the fridge. Remember you said
Run and get it. I'll watch this.
you got it?
Yeah.
Right there.
All right, because we have so many ingredients, we brought out the big plates for you, okay? She's clean. A little feedback on the duck would be good. How about the flavors? Do you like those? Isn't that nice? With that duck, it's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I like that. Put it all in.
Did you already explain what this is?
No, that's your gig. I would never cook such a
Can
thing.
you watch that fish? Can you watch the lobster scallops?
All right.
Uh-oh, now he's giving orders.
Yes and both. Yes and both.
I actually made a specialty risotto that I just made up, which it's a Pimm's and rosewater essence risotto, sometimes finished with cream, but it's pretty creamy itself. So the flavors will go really well with the seafood because it's nice and light and different. Everyone does the typical cheese risotto, but making risotto itself is a journey, to say the least. The process itself takes around 40 minutes to an hour, and it's a fun starch to work with. Yeah.
It's like cookie.
Really? Nice. Thank you. All right, so we're pretty much done with that.
So
that done?
did you
Yeah.
We're good for Platter?
used rose water in there?
I used rose water. I used Pimm's. If you're familiar with that, I used Pimm's #1 with which is a descent from gin, and I also used a rose petal essence.
Wow.
Those look good.
Chef Dominic, how long did you grill the swordfish?
How long what?
How long did you grill the
You know,
swordfish?
it's so hard to give you an exact. But what you're looking for here, we have that infrared over here. Sure. Why don't you tell everybody what a great machine that is?
Don't shoot.
Oh, I will. It's an infrared. Okay, what you can do is you can instead of a thermometer, this can give you heat ranges where you just press it, certain buttons and certain kinds, and you point it at something. So it will give you a constant reading. I don't know whether the camera can pick that up. Okay, so I can point that at the cameraman. I can point that at you over there, and it'll give me a reading. Okay, so this is very, very useful for actually when you're writing recipes. Okay. So you can, like your question was, how long did you grill the swordfish for? Well, that's not the only part of the question that you should be asking. The other part of the question is, how high a heat were you grilling at that swordfish for, and for how long?
Okay.
So this then is a great machine, okay? What we've been doing with Smart Kitchen has been using this to help people understand it's not just how long, but it's also at what temperature, okay? So that grill, I think we had up about 475. Again, it's not a real grill. We've got it over burners. It's too high up. But the grill itself is about 475 degrees, and the swordfish there took about 2.5 minutes on each side. They were thin, plenty. Okay. Again, we touched it, we felt it. Okay, we looked at it to see again our palm test here to see how moist that was. Want to keep it moist. Okay.
Well, I think we're ready to serve.
Are you?
Yeah.
Not really. You know why? Because we don't have the lobster out the shell yet, but we'll do that.
I can do that. I thought everyone was going to do that on their plates.
No.
Chef, what is that you're adding?
That is the pickled horseradish.
Okay.
Homemade. If you don't like it, I bought it. If you like it, I made it. You want to do this one by one or all at one time?
All at one time.
Pardon?
Is there a fork over there?
What?
You have a fork?
For what?
Serving fork?
No, I don't.
Hey, can you grab me a serving fork?
Fork?
Yeah.
Thank you. Another thing I didn't spend much time with is worrying about garnishing on the plate, only because we had so many food profiles and so much food that we decided to give you that that was the least of our worries. Okay. Tongues. You stole my tongues?
Yep.
You swine. some of you will get it and some won't. It's okay.
We'll see about that one.
Where's the fish in here? Where's the fish?
Huh?
Where's the rat fish? Oh, still here? Okay. Let's have it.
You can throw them on the grill. They're cooked.
They're not, but they're not hot. They're not hot.
Everything
Okay.
in there is cooked though.
Yeah, I got no heat over there. So what I was looking for, obviously, is for that lobster butter to melt. Okay.
Okay.
So and then all that flavor then would permeate through. So that grill that we try to rig over there, as you can see, not working too good. But we're going to get you the food. Don't you worry about a thing. It's not one each, dude. It's not one each. There's 8
plenty.
plates.
We have plenty.
Chef Eric, how did you
Might be one less.
Chef
Yeah.
Eric, how did you get the meat out of the lobster tail?
Oh, it's quite simple. I went to the fatter end here. Before I was trying to use my hands, but then I burnt myself again. So I figured it out. Now I just have to take just a small fork and just pry it out, and it'll pull out.
Oh, okay.
One plate might be a little skimped. Okay. Guess I'll go that side.
Why don't you put it onto
We
a
have
plate?
we have enough
Why don't
shrimp.
you put it on the plate and then just
We have enough shrimp.
take your ladles and put it on?
We have enough shrimp for
We do?
everyone to go.
I don't think so. 1, 2, 3.
Just one's cut in half.
Go ahead. 4.
Someone's gonna get skimped on that one.
Chef Eric, we have another question for you.
Yes.
Where did you go to culinary school?
What year?
Where did you go?
Oh, I actually went to this guy's culinary school.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
So respectful, huh? This guy.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was okay. I would suggest it to some people, but not most. No, I'm just kidding. It's a great school. It's fun. You learn a lot. And it was at Scottsdale Community College.
Okay.
All right, so we're good with this, right?
I got
What's
2
the
plates
spot,
ready,
sir?
dude. Hey Perry, as soon as I put these on the plates, they're good to go, buddy.
Chef Dominic, there was another
You're gonna have to speak up.
question.
Those fans are killing us back here. We can't
Oh,
hear
yeah.
hardly anything.
There was another question in the chat room. Are the banana leaves edible?
They are, but they're a little bit of a tough chew.
Oh,
Okay, so it's a part of the dish that we use, but it's a presentation part as well. But you don't want to sit there and chew on it, okay?
Right.
If you got some, you're not going to fall over dead anytime soon, okay? It is edible.
That should be good. Did the lobster butter melt?
Yeah.
Nice.
Eventually.
Some good things are happening.
Yeah. Yeah, we're making it. We're getting there. We're only 20 minutes late, but whatever. That was awful. That was always a very adventurous time to try to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we get the fruit cobs out and start those.
Hey, where's the fruit? Yeah. I'll serve it.
Okay.
So what do you have in store for the next tasty treat, Chef?
What am I going to do? What?
What do you have in store for the next entree?
Well, instead of killing you with more seafood, what we've done here was to finish it up, we're going to just grill some fruit. So we took some fresh pineapple, and this is going to be good. Is that too hot for you? Oh, sorry, Eric. God, you look different, Eric. Okay. What we're going to do here is I marinated the pineapple in a banana liqueur with some triple sec and some pineapple mint. Okay. But I didn't put any of those flavors on the watermelon or the strawberry because as soon as I hit that with the liquid, they're going to start breaking apart. Okay. So keep them separate. Okay. Put them together and then just grill them lightly. Okay. And you'll be happy.
So are all the fruits gonna grill at kind of a different speed?
Well, because the pineapple is marinated, that's helped to break down the fiber of that pineapple. So what's happening now is I have the same cook time on the strawberry, the watermelon, and the pineapple.
Okay.
If I just took that raw pineapple and it wasn't ripe, and I try to grill it with those, you're right. The strawberry's going to fall apart. The raspberry's going to fall apart. I mean, the watermelon is just going to melt in front of your eyes. Okay.
Did you put anything on the fruit prior to putting it
I'm
on?
sorry?
Did you put anything on the fruit prior?
Yeah,
to
we just say I used a triple sec,
Oh, that's right.
banana liqueur, and some pineapple mint.
Okay.
Well, after this is done, we're done. So I don't know where you're at with the webinar and all the rest of that stuff and how much more time you want to spend. If there's any more questions, if you want me to keep talking, whatever that is, that's all good. Or you're going to stretch it out till this gets served, or...
How are you going to plate that?
I'm just going to put it on the plate.
Just put it on the plate.
Personally speaking, I like to, whenever I serve it, I take a fork and I take all the fruit off the kebab, off the skewer. Okay, because personally speaking, I want to shove a 10-inch bamboo skewer in my mouth, and I've seen some people that don't quite get it. They kind of tend to hurt themselves because they're trying to get the last piece instead of just doing that. But
Well,
it's fun watching people eat sometimes, right?
Yes, definitely. Well, on that note, I think we'll
Good. I
sign
hope you
off
enjoyed
then.
it. Okay. I hope there was a lot of interesting
We're done.
stuff there.
Thanks,
I hope
everyone.
everybody enjoyed your webinar, and I hope everybody will go see us at Smart Kitchen. Lots of wonderful ideas there.
Definitely. SmartKitchen.com. So thanks, guys, for tuning in.
You're welcome. Thank
And
you.
we'll be back again
My pleasure.
next week with another show for you. And check back on our website, FoodiesLive.com, and we'll post all the show information there. So thanks again.
That's a little out of your league, don't you think?
The whole salmon.
You do have a backup plan, though, right? You know, like catering. Do they even like fish?
Make your meals, even the ambitious ones, come out just right.
You're actually enjoying this, aren't you?
The power, finesse, and ease of Wolf cooking instruments
Okay.
leave no room for doubt.
You've changed.